Okay, I'm gonna make a fun summer dessert that I've never had before. I had to actually order some of the ingredients. Okay, it's three ingredients though. It's vanilla ice cream, it's powdered espresso, and it's crushed pretzels. I haven't crushed these yet. Or ladyfingers. I had to order these ladyfingers, and I'm lucky they got here when they did. All right, I've crushed, broken into little pieces, not crushed, my pretzels. And I just have the mini, cheap, great value from Walmart pretzels. You can use any pretzel you want if that's what you want to top it with. You could top it with anything you wanted, though. And it would still be three ingredients. So for ones that don't want pretzels, there are these that I said I ordered. I can't say that word, but they were, on Amazon. And they're just ladyfingers. And I'd never had a ladyfinger in my life until I tasted one last night. And I didn't even want to taste it, but I thought I should since I'm using it for a recipe. I thought it was going to be like, I can never think of the name of them. Super hard almond, usually, for eating with coffee. I can't remember the name of them, but they're super hard. These are cloud-like, light cloud-like, and there's a crispy, sugary topping you might be able to see right there. So good. So good, and so expensive. So if you can find these like somewhere like the Dollar, not the Dollar Tree, grocery outlet or those outlet kind of stores, I know I've seen them there and never paid them any attention. I will from now on. So if you don't use these, or mini chocolate chips, or crushed cashews, put one of these. So to that end, I have different sorts of glasses here because I didn't know which would be prettier for a picture. I've got one that looks like a little pound cake or a trifle pan, a trifle dish, not a pan. And I've got this really little one. And then this one I thought would be fun because it's tall and you can put the ladyfinger in there just, like that. So I'm going to do this one and this one. I'm going to make two. I started off by putting my hot water for the instant espresso in here, just some hot water to warm it up. I've got more hot water that I'm going to dump this out and add more. I'm going to need, for one serving, it's 1 tablespoon of instant espresso and 4 tablespoons of water. So I'm doubling it. 2 tablespoons of this espresso and 8 tablespoons of the water. I'm going to let that set for a little bit. It's just in here to keep it warm. I'm not making it in this. I'm just using hot water from my tea kettle, pouring it in there and putting this in and stirring it. This top plunger will not be used. So here's the ice cream that I chose because I had it in the refrigerator. It's vanilla bean, Häagen-Dazs, and you can top it with whipped cream if you want, but you don't have to. It's perfect on its own. So these are inspired by the Italian drink affogato, and I'm probably saying that wrong. That translates as drown. So the way you do it is you start with the ice cream and you put 1 or 2 or 3 scoops of ice cream, and then you pour your espresso over the top, just straight up espresso, liquid, not the instant powder, and it will instantly begin to kind of melt, and then you can embellish it with the whipped cream, the cookie, the pretzels, the whatever, mini chocolate chips. I'm sure there's lots of ideas. And this is an adult, probably snack. There's no liquor in it, but I don't know if a kid would like it unless you really sweetened it up. You could use chocolate milk and ice cream and tell them it's the same thing, hot cocoa on ice cream. It's a child's affogato. Did I say it translates as drowned affogato? You're drowning that ice cream in that espresso. And so, let's see. I want to tell you, ladyfingers told you that. It's going to be a jolt. It's going to be a jolt for you in the afternoon, say like at 4 o'clock. Here, it's 10 till 4. Between lunch and dinner when you kind of had droopy and you're feeling kind of hangry maybe, I don't know, and you can have this. It can be a dessert, an after-dinner drink, a pick-me-up. And you could use gelato. If you didn't want ice cream, you could use the typical Italian thing would be gelato, I think. You could do chocolate shavings off a candy bar. Whatever you want to dress this up is going to be wonderful. So I'm going to go get my espresso together so that it can soak for a minute. All right, I've got my 8 tablespoons of hot boiling water in this, and I've got 2 tablespoons of the instant espresso here, and it's the Dilalo, is that how you say that? Instant, and just got it out of my pantry because one of the desserts called for it sometime or another. So there's the water, and there's the coffee, and I've got a teaspoon here. So I'll go, oops, did I overshoot the top? Did I make a mess? I did not. Oh, good. Because it was measured, you know. Give this a good stir, and then I'm going to let it just set for a minute or two. And then I will give it one last stir. All right, so here's that, the cookies that I got. And this is the top, I think. That's the bottom. That's the top. That white stuff tastes like the most delicate sweet sugar. It's not granular, though. It's like they sprayed sweet sugar water on it, and it dried that way in the baking. I don't know how they do it, but that is some good, soft, angel cloud soft cookie. I don't know what it's going to do when I put it in this hot coffee. It might start to disintegrate. I'll need to call my husband fast. He's down in the shop. All right, here's that Haagen-Dazs vanilla bean ice cream, and it looks like it's softened nicely. And I am just going to use my biggest cookie scoop. We'll see how that works for me. I only put in 1 scoop because I think it's enough for us. You know, if for somebody else that might not be. So I stirred this a second time. I'm going to pour it over, and I'm going to go ahead and take the lid off. Hold on. I used almost, for 2 scoops with that big scooper I used, half of this. I'm going to put it back in the fridge real quick. Freezer. Not the fridge, Kendra. The freezer. All right, here goes nothing. I'm scared. If this glass busts on me, I'll die. This one's thicker, this glass, I mean. All right, so cookie in this one, and some crushed pretzels in this one. You can put whipped cream in it. And so I'm going to put whipped cream in one. I don't know how this is going to come out because it's Walmart brand of fake whipped cream. Oh, good grief. You got to see this. Mom, help. No, Mom, you are the mom. Clean it up. Okay, so that's that. We're going to taste test this. Okay, hubby is down in the shop and he's not answering his phone. He must be on it. So I'm going to go ahead and taste test this one. It'll probably be ruined by the time I get a hold of him. Arr. Okay, it's good. It's real good. Now here's the deal. If you're not a coffee lover, you are not going to like this because you can really taste the coffee. But it's so good. The pretzels are just the right kind of added salt and crunch. Yeah. And to all of the people who are Italian or coffee makers or whatever, I'm sorry if it was offensive. This was just inspired by, or my take on, the affogato. Thanks for watching, everybody. Get you some of this. Bye. Okay, I wolfed mine down, and I'm going to drink the last of this because it's just espresso with sugar, really. But I wanted to say it's a good idea to use the best ice cream you can afford, and don't use, like I did, cheap whipped cream. That mess was uncalled for. It wasn't even whipped cream, really. You know, dessert topping. Unless you love it. Okay, that's all I have to say.